The Elderclaw is ARK's answer to possibly the best support and tank creature yet. Spawning on the center, Raasclark, Extinction, Aberration and Valguero, this dire Groot-like wild hunt bear seems to offer some new powerful metas, but the question remains, how powerful is it? So, as always with these videos, all we've got to do is tame one with these traditionally spawning in most redwoods, and taming one is simply a game of combat. Killing one, though you can use a Gigantoraptor on babies if you find them out in the wild. And not forgetting, this thing tanks bullets well, and we'll get to how well soon enough. My recommendation if you want a fun fight is simply a sword and shield. And with a decent max sword, as long as you get behind its legs and keep behind its legs and keep hacking away, you will find a 150 go down quick enough, and it should never catch you once. Of course, you got the shield there as backup just in case, but you're going to see much more damage up close with a sword than you are with a gun, wasting that precious ammo instead. And as you can see with its bite attack, you've got quite a bit of time to get behind it before it tries to bite you. Of course, any ads around like those dirty terror birds I can hear out there could be a bit of an issue. But soon enough, the thing will be down. Again, you can use any weapon you want, but for a bit of fun, this is definitely the way, right? And upon killing, you'll see in its inventory a seed, an Elderclaw seed to collect, which corresponds to its parents' level. And then you'll need one of these, a large crop plot. Make sure it's being watered, and then make sure you've got ammonite bile gained from killing ammonite, biotoxin gained from killing Nidaria, black pearls gained from killing either alpha moses or tuzos, or maybe just tuzos, or getting them by other means. Honey gained from harvesting beehives or your own beehive. Leech blood gained from killing leeches, and sap gained from slapping a tree sap tap into a redwood tree. Upon doing so, you'll notice you need a 300% greenhouse effect requirement. So no crop plots open out in the air will work. Certainly no crop plots under a stone ceiling like this is going to work. But this one here within this greenhouse has the 300% requirement, so ready to go. You'll notice there is only 4 sides to this and a door, which won't be the 300% greenhouse requirements you need. A simple 1x1 can meet the greenhouse requirements, but it needs a certain amount of greenhouse structures connected to it, or within a certain radius. Each greenhouse piece offers 15%, so well, do the math. And again, as long as they're within a certain radius of the crop plot, you're good. You're good to go. And you'll notice a requirement straight off the bat. This one asking for sap, of which we'll simply hold Eon and click on tend with sap. That'll give it its first tend. And then simply repeat the process with one of the 6 requirements it's going to ask you for of those 6 things we just said. All the whilst noting, once planted, you'll get stats dictated to you on what to expect when it hatches. This one here offering a base 29 health and 26 melee, which hasn't taken into account the extra tame levels that'll appear once all of the tending requirements have been met. Once executed, it'll go into a middling stage where you've got to go through the process once again. And obviously, being in a greenhouse, you want to make sure it's irrigated properly, so you're going to want to put down a water tank that leads to a water source to send the water to it. And once all tending requirements have been met, you'll notice it turns into something that looks a bit like an egg, with a prompt allowing you to now harvest it. So simply do that, and hey presto, you've got your very first perfect tamed and only perfect tamed creature, I think, in the entire game. And with its perfect tame levels on top, you're going to see those stats dramatically increase. This one popping out with 39 health and 35 melee. All you've got to do now is raise that Elderclaw to adults. And being an omnivore, you can choose to feed it raw meat, berries, whatever you wish. It will probably eat it, as long as it's berries or meat. Now simply wait for it to raise to adult, and why not make sure you're imprinting it along the way, and before long enough, you've got your very own Elderclaw ready to take on the world. Which you'll notice at a base tame level of 225, you've got yourself a 40 armor natural saddle. To improve that saddle armor rating, you simply need to level up your Elderclaw, of which you'll notice it starts to fly up capping at a max 80 armor rating once hitting level 450. So you're going to need to do a bit of breeding if you intend to hit that level 450. To not go into breeding too much and end up doing a whole breeding mutation video, which we need to do at some point, by the way, you simply need to look at different stats for different parents. So you can see the male here has 42 points in health rather than this one having 39 points in health. But because this Elderclaw has more points in some stats over the other mate pair, by breeding them together, we've got a chance of getting all of their stats combined to get a better leveled Elderclaw, of which they'll pop out a seed once mated, and well, you've got to start the process all over again. And that means you're probably going to want a much bigger greenhouse to accommodate all of the Elderclaws that you're planning to raise. Aircons did work at launch and they were incubating without the need of crop plots at launch, but I believe this was a mistake and Wildcard have now patched that out. Fortunately though, any tamed offspring won't require the tending requirements that you did be your very first original wild, but will still need the greenhouse effect to grow. Luckily though, anybody breeding for stats can simply go around each seed and check the stats that you've got to see if it's the right one you want. And if none are any of the stats that you need, simply just hold E on a crop plot and destroy planted crop Elderclaw seeds to get rid of and start the process again. Which means at the bare minimum to get an Elderclaw to level 450, it needs to be at least level 362 if you plan to put all 88 levels into it to get the full blown max armor. Which means you're going to need at least a base 362 tame level Elderclaw with all 88 levels into it to get that max armor. And that means even if you were able to tame that many Elderclaws, you would get a 50-point roll in every single stat and then make them all together, which would take an absolute age. You're going to need to put in at least 28 mutations to crank it up to some insane stats. But finally, getting you that magic 80 armor saddle. That's going to take you weeks, if not months, depending on what server you're playing on. So whilst that's possibly a bit unattainable for a lot of people out there, we're going to do our tests with these stats that have got 50 all rounds. And of course, a level 1 to understand that comparative. So here we go. So at level 1, it's bite attack that you'll execute whilst moving. We're seeing a 37 damage per second. If stationary, you'll turn it into a swipe attack, where we're seeing a little increase there to 44 damage per second. Our very wildly bred 307 Elderclaw with 50 points in almost all stats, we're seeing 198 per bite. And its swipe attack doing 231 per second. And then our stupidly unobtainable Elderclaw, though it is going to be attainable at some point, I guess unofficial, we're seeing 1,525 per bite and 612 per swipe. That's with mate boost, isn't it? And notably, that is with mate boost on top. Its right-click lunge attack, we're seeing a 62 damage per second. This also applies a tangled debuff to the target for 2 seconds as well, reducing their movement speed by 50%. With our well-bred Elderclaw doing 330 damage per second, and our monster Elderclaw doing 875 damage per second. Its crouch attack will launch a root burst, winding its way all the way to any creatures in its path, applying a rooted debuff to any target it hits, which freezes them on the spot for about 5 seconds. Speaking of which, you'll get a cooldown too before you can execute it again. Able to be used every 10 seconds, but its Spark Shield ability is one I really wanted to see in particular, and why we spent so long breeding and mutating our Elderclaws to see that saddle damage, right? So, noting that when executed it is at the expense of your food stats, so you want to be very mindful of that. Noting we're a level 1, so we've got 1.0 armor, but taking into account this damage, I think we're going to back up to it. We're seeing a 74 damage from an auto turret. Almost killing this thing. The 307 with a 54 armored saddle. Before bark, we're seeing 26 a shot. And with the bark on, Something I couldn't even have done with the level 1. I think without the bark, it would have died instantly. We're getting 17 a shot on that auto turret. Not bad. Which, if you're curious, remains on even when unridden. So you could set the ability to an Elderclaw and just whistle it out of turrets from range. And then finally, our monster max armor Elderclaw. We're seeing 13 a pop. That is with mate boost on top though, but with bark on top. We've now reduced that auto turret damage to 8. And whilst my intention was to run the same settings with all these 3, I think you want to see what this one does, right? What does the 80 armor do with the bark on top, with the other 2 traditional turret types? So a heavy, we're getting hit for 38 a pop, with some weak points. Realizing we haven't got our mate boost on either right now. Don't forget we have got imprint boost as well, but you wouldn't not have imprint boost without an Elderclaw. So there we go. We're tanking for 38 on this against the heavy. Not bad. And finally a tech. There is some weak points to be mindful of. I think it's the back bomb on it, because now the heavy's hitting us for 57. We've still got the mate boost. There does seem to be some weak points on the back as it's moved to 57. We're tanking well, tanking strong. This is definitely a new possible tank, especially the fact that you can just simply turn them on and whistle them in. Turtles will never no longer be a thing anymore. Just simply bark these up, make sure they've got plenty of food in them, and just whistle them in. Use it as a distraction maybe as you push in. This is going to make solo raiding a bit more fun. But there you go, there's your bark. Tanking well. That was all for that. Right then, a level 150 Rex with, okay, only 21 points in melee, so not a biggie, but 150 Rex nonetheless. Our almost died level 1 Elderclaw with its 1 saddle. Do you know what I just realised? Probably wouldn't have mattered. Or maybe it would have. We're getting beaten by this Bronto and gone back up. With the bark applied, we're getting hit for 79. 79 a bite with the bark on, which almost killed this thing. Our 307 with a 54 armor saddle. Considerably lower, 18 a bite. Making us feel a little bit stronger against this. Noting whilst we're running away to get the next one, you can jump. This thing is nimble, moves pretty damn quick. And finally, our max 80 armoured Bear Groot. 13. $13 a pop, which is lovely to see. Making small work out of this without a doubt. Although not as quick as I thought it would go down, to be honest. I think it's a lot of work to get to this. Okay, so it's big thing. What everyone's raving all about is this totem skill that if you hold down middle mouse button and right click, at least on PC, you get a little ring around you and a little spirit tree version of you in the middle of this ring. And whilst in this ring, you'll see a 0 near spirit totem count, as well as a cooldown of the ability that you're going to need to keep topped up. To keep it topped up, you simply need to kill things in the area. So get this Rex, there we go. And by killing anything within the circle, you're getting a timer popping up that's counting all the way up as you kill stuff all the way up to 200. Before the cooldown reaches the bottom and completely resets the process, you need to move your totem. So simply repeat the same process again, and you'll see the cooldown begin and a small drop in the total amount on your near spirit totem count. And that's the game. To continue doing that, killing stuff within this circle until you've reached 100 charges. Once you've hit 100 charges, you can enter into a new empowered buff. And when you do, you'll notice that your Spirit Groot has grown a little bit more, looking a bit more giant, and there's reasons for that. But at 100 charges, you can execute an empowered buff. Detonating the totem whilst holding in the same buttons that you use to place the totem. You go into a charge mode and empower your Groot, turning it into Big Groot, and at that doing big AoE damage. Did you see that around it? That was the detonate. But now you're going to do an extra 70% damage output in this state for the short duration that your Big Groot. There's nothing else here to fight. And with even more charges, the duration scales to allow you even more time as Big Groot, up to 60 seconds at 200 charges. Worth noting, anything rooted will be stun locked in place for a much longer time, for up to 15 seconds, which allows you plenty of time to get involved and get busy doing some monster damage. Look at that, we're now doing 1k with this stacked bear. But the big one, with any allied creatures within range, will do an extra 5% melee damage that will scale as your charges go up. So here you can see it doing currently 189, and now with over 100 charges it's doing 210 damage, and at max 200 this base 28 melee Rex with 290 melee originally, offering a boosted melee damage of 25%. With all that in mind, there's a few things to test here. So, seeing as this dude isn't quite attainable just yet, not without a bit of a grind for anyone, we're going to use these 50 points Elderclaws instead. With around 51 points available to put in these, feeling like that's something you're going to attain, and leveling this up, we're going to see a nice easy run to 20k health, with it being on 700, and feeling like maybe the saddle's going to be quite low. We're going to carry on pumping that health to just over 27k health. Not bad. Not a bad mix there. 27k health, 704 melee, with the armor ending up at 63. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, and that's going to be our setup. First up, seeing that anything smaller isn't really worth the squeeze, because well, we're not doing a solo experiment with this one like we did with the Mega Raptor earlier. We're going to have a crack with a mate pair against a 140 Alpha Rex with 90k health. Going to be a bit of a chomper at that, and we're going to make sure both of these have the wooden damage on, and we work on doing a totem. So, which may not work, I don't know, with this. Right, there we go. We're going to freeze it in place, which you can't on alphas. Good to know. Realising now as well, our damage is going up with hits. It's not just kills. And I mean, we're tanking well. We're not really receiving too much damage here. With a mate pair, we're doing pretty well. I see 47 on our mate pair there. We've obviously got imprint on top, but with mate boost, pretty solid fight. Our melee is going up as well, marginally. And it's not going down too quick. I'd really like to get this buff in before the end, if I can. That's great, seeing that 668, filling me with a bit of confidence for the bosses to come. I mean, it's certainly a long fight. I mean, it is a 140 Rex, right? And yeah, we couldn't even get to the 100. So try a big bear on this thing. But I feel like we need to. But it's so circumstantial. Like, you're going to need creatures around to kill, to be ready for this thing. if you want to go into big mode, but I really want to see that extra 70% damage output. Noting that we can shoot off the back of one of these. And we're on. Obviously, with no blood rage on this thing, a little bit easier. We're actually knocking this thing around quite a bit. Get our big mode in. This is actually going down quicker than the Alpha Rex. Noticing as well, stamina's possibly a thing you want to consider leveling on these as well. Without that, you can't do the jump attack. I forgot as well, we should be able to root this. Can we root this in place? We can root this in place. Oh my god. And dead. Nice. This is a dude I'm a little bit worried about. And we're going to make sure we've got the 200 charge for this. And put the charge on quick. Stun it in place. And get busy quick. Whoa. That 1k damage won't last for long. I mean, we're tanking well, but that is hurting. Getting a nice 1k in, though. Possible, maybe. And we're out the circle now, unfortunately. But I don't want to waste my time. But it is bleeding us well. And we're about to come out of big mode. That extra damage is about to be lost. And that is gone. With 20k health left. And I think that is going to spell the end of us. 8k. Oh, it was close. Oh, that's our mate boost gun. I'm not even hitting it. Oh, and it oh no. It refilled. Survive. No, survive. Oh, it fed off the other Elderclaw, and that scuppered us. Giga, no. However, keen to see what would happen if you had a different creature fighting it with a bit of buff on top, such as another Giga or a Karka fighting that. It would definitely change the stakes, and we'll be testing that out in a minute. But before we get to that, right then, 17 Elderclaws in the fray, buffed by UC and Dinotheriums, because, you know, bit of defense, bit of attack, throw the UT on top, and hopefully they've all kept their bark buff. They have. That's brilliant. I was a bit worried it was going to disappear when they got into the arena, but it didn't. That's great. And hopefully with all of these stats combined, we're going to see some good stuff from these. And hopefully we can do the totem as well. Oh, we can. Beautiful. That surely means... Oh my god. Some big damage. Because there's loads of ads around us to kill as well. Not liking how much we're getting pinked here, but we're tanking well. We are going to get to go into big mode. We're killing stuff very, very quick. That's great to see. I might wait until we get to 200. I'm a bit worried about the pushback, if anything. Okay, right, there we go. We're in big mode now. Big mode, baby. Here we go. Oh! Doing some explosive damage on this. What an absolute mess. I can't even see what the hell's going. Have we rooted him? I'm not sure. We might have rooted Pithecus. An Elderclaw is dead though. I'm wondering whether it was one that was accidentally in the fray there. Make sure to slap a new totem down when we can. Oh no! Well, that's a first. Oh my god. I've never had that before. Absolutely massive damage. Look at the difference. I don't know what we did different this time. But monster damage being outputted now. Elderclaw's putting the work in. I wonder whether some got pushed in the hole, that's why they died. Maybe that was the reason why. It may have been. Feeling like everyone's holding their own. Dinotherium's offering that buff. Yusi out there somewhere roaring at us. I don't know where the hell it is. It's somewhere in this mix. It's a bit of a messy fight, but it's a fun one. Oh my god. Aberration! Get involved! Oh, that's a fun fight. Look at the bear bum. Absolutely decimated. Grooted in. Oh, I love to see it. Oh, that was fun. That was a definite fun fight. And health looking tip-top. Not even been touched. I'm not quite sure how. The squad's definitely taking a lick. Some of these half health. Oof. Quite a few on half health, actually. Gotta say, I'm a little bit worried for the next boss fight, because that one hits hard. This is the easiest one, as you know. Wonder what the difference is here. I'm getting, obviously, imprint buff on top. I'm getting that damage increase, but I'm not getting any more resistance. I guess maybe it's that extra 30% resistance as rider damage. That really makes a massive difference. Look at that. Hopefully we can get big buff quick. 3k damage is nasty. I have yet to see that Yuki buff. I don't know if it's there or not or what. Let's just quickly build up that totem. And let's go. Big mode. Root it in. Oh, I love that. That's fun. Again, we're tanking really well. In fact, we just got given life then. I didn't even know that's a thing. Did our health just refill by going into big mode? It might have. Oh, some big damage numbers being put out there. Like, these are rocking saddles that I would never do Alpha Brood with normally. Minimum 100. And we're just going to mash left click until we get ourselves a 200 charge. I'm not going to dive bomb because it seems to be more focused on me than anyone else. But we're on half health, that's good. Going to go big mode now. Oh, I love that. That's my favourite. Look at those damage numbers. Good grief. Root it in. And get swiping. We might still do this. We're on a third health now. As long as we don't start dropping like flies. There's another one gone. There's another one gone. There's another one gone. Oh no. Oh, bad news. It really is. Oh, they've all just started dropping. Like absolute flies, dudes. Right, big mode. See us through, please. We've not a lot of health to go, though. Maybe it's possible. Everyone is dropping like flies. Yusi's looking ropey now as well. Really wish that Elderclaw would... Oh, he's gone. He's gone. I think it's just me and the Yutis now. Oh, that's bad. Oh, yeah. It's wild how much that resistance has kept me from going. From dying. I'm just praying I can get to big mode. I'm sure I got a heal buff before. And I think this is proving a point. This is a support creature. It's meant to be a support creature, right? I don't think we're doing enough DPS. Oh, we gotta move, we gotta move, we gotta move. Grab, 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 grab. Move, move, move. Jump, 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 jump. Big group move. Oh my god. Oh, and that was it. And that was the touch to send us over the... There's Elderclaw over here, dude. This could get us in. Oh, it's sweet as well. It's got no health. It's sweet as a nut. All right, we're gonna use this to buff. I think the elephant's gonna die, but we might. Oh my god, we might. I think this is actually. Oh, there we go. Perfect timing. Let's just quickly try and kill these ads so we can go big mode as quick as we can before the brute gets here. There's a lot of health left on this thing, though. Love to see that, dude. Come on. There's no way. It's got too much health. But doing some fantastic damage. It's just not getting enough, though. It's not enough. We're going to get down to the slither. I've got nothing for this. Oh. Come on, come on, come on. We just got to swipe. Just swipe, just swipe. Oh, it's down to this. It really is. And that's it. And that's a rip. Oh, what a rip. What a rip. Yeah. Oh, damn it. But I'm concerned this one will be a problem. Because it's dragon. And if it's not a herbivore, like these, with veggie cakes, there's going to be issues. These, on the other hand, are omnivores. And I don't think omnivores can veggie cake heal. Or maybe we're going to find out they can. If they can, oh my god. But they're too good of a tank to veggie cake. I don't think they're gonna. But we'll see. Let's see what happens. We have these to do work. Put out fires. Would love to know if we are out healing with veggie cakes. Are we even eating veggie cakes? We are eating the veggie cakes. This may go better than we thought. I mean, I'm not liking the look of me right now. We're taking the brunt of this right now, to be honest. I could really do with a bit of a buff. Oh my god. Oh my god. They just all drop like flies then. Yeah, this isn't... This ain't happening, dude. It's... Again, it's a support creature, right? This has got its moment when it's surrounded by other different dinos, I think. Oh no. It's over. It's over. Flipping heck. Just about got on this Dinoferium, which is also going to die. I mean, you know, it's a tree-based creature versus something that breathes fire. What did we expect? Oh, there was an Elderclaw there. Oh, that's it. Yep. Well. But as I'm sure you've wanted to see and what you thought this might be good for, and what I'm hoping it's going to be good for, is of course OSDs. Is this going to be the new OSD support machine? Let's find out. With the standard gank, but supported by Carcass, because that's what you always do, right? And worth noting, this is on PvE mode, emulating what you would find on PvE official. Okay, we're on. Flipping heck, dudes. I'm trying to prep. Nope. There we go. There we go. And we're on. Bloody hell. Oh, apparently we had a Serrato here somewhere. That's already died. I think one Elderclaw is more than enough. It looks like we're on our own now at the moment. Everyone else has gone. Dumb one. I'm not sure where they're gone. They're all down there. They're meant to be following me. If I could just get a lick on a wyvern or something, that'd be great. Does anyone want to give me a wyvern to lick on? Oh, we got a Brute Rex. Oh, it's getting fun now. Come on then. Well, we are doing 1k damage here, right? Am I seeing that? 1200? Or was that the Karka? I don't know whether that's a Karka or me. I think we are doing over a K damage. Is this making it easier? I don't know, man. I think it's certainly more fun. You know, doing that, slowing out stuff. I think this is going to have a higher place in PvP. In hindsight, I think You're going to have way more fun PvPers with this than PvEers. I do think that's where it lies. It's a gorgeous looking creature though, and I think there's more to learn about this. I need to move before I die of Reaper poisoning like that. Oh, that's a good way to end it. There you go. I think that's a good solid enough insight. That's how powerful it is. Sort of, yeah. Right up until the 11th hour right now, I didn't know exactly how it worked, but whilst riding, if holding reload, you'll notice a Adjust Corpse Blossom resource that when clicking through to will offer you one of 6 resources, the same resources you used to grow your Elderclaw. And well, all you've got to do is select the resource you most require. Let's do honey for this example, and kill things. Eventually, RNG is going to rear its ugly head and sprout this thing right in front of us there. A Corpse Blossom, something that seems to sprout randomly whenever you kill anything. And once you find one, simply launch a Root Burst and you'll automatically collect that resource. There it goes, straight into our Elderclaw's inventory. And well, with that in mind and realising there's a potential for a Black Pearl farm, get yourself over to a high pop spawn location such as the Swamp Cave. Of course, making sure to wear scuba, don't forget about that. Just every time you kill something, just keep hitting that C button. And there we go, 2 Black Pearls. Noticing how much we are gathering as well whilst in this cave. Look at this. Look at all the fibre and berries we have just gathered there. And by reaching the bottom of the Swamp Cave, we could have come away with actually 16 Black Pearls. I forgot to change it every time I uncryoed the bear, so we got a random chance of something else, so we got a cheeky bit of honey and biotoxin on top. But this at least offers a brand new way of farming Black Pearls, as well as all of the other resources available to you in this new state. And it seems like it's certainly not going to be a great way on mass farming any of those resources, but at the very least it does introduce a early game way of getting Black Pearls, I guess, if you can, well, get an Elderclaw baby and raise that. But that's it, that's your lot. I think we've covered everything, and I hope we have. If you've enjoyed this, please do comment below and let me know. Until the next one, my name's Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and as always, peace out.